I mean, one of the issues that religions in the West are grappling with is the whole issue of homosexuality. Um, what's the traditional position, and given scientific developments, can you see that the traditional traditions changing?
Yeah, homosexuality is forbidden by all the major schools of Islamic law. It's, however, reasonably widespread in a lot of Muslim cultures, where it's regarded as a kind of strange, embarrassing thing that teenagers sometimes get up to before they get married. There's historically more toleration of homosexuality in practice in Muslim countries than there was in the West, which is why Oscar Wilde went to Algeria and a lot of other 19th century adventurers, why Paul Bowles went to Tangiers. Now that's being reversed. Whether the scientific evidence actually is sufficient to constrain a change is, I think, very doubtful. The most recent research that comes out of Toronto suggests that actually we can't demonstrate that there's any genetic predisposition towards homosexuality. It's a much larger sample that they took than the earlier survey that everybody jumped on as evidence that this is something people are born with. And Islam's assumption that sexuality is sacred insofar as it represents the reconciling of two different and distinct and opposite principles, which represent two different principles within God, majesty and beauty in the traditional language, and hence sexuality is something sacred as a reconciliation of two opposites, of two poles, is something that would have no possible expression in the context of homosexuality. So legally and theologically, I don't think it can be accommodated. What the actual legal status of it should be is hotly debated. Some people will say it carries the death penalty. Others, following medieval precedents, would say it should be criminalised, but there should be a fine or imprisonment or whatever. There's no consensus on that. But certainly it's regarded consensually as being a sin.